I'm alive. Oh, shit. We're back. Holy moly. Good golly, Miss Molly. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe that we made it in time. Oh, my goodness. Woo. That's all I'm going to say is, woo, baby. Because I tell you what, I didn't know if we were going to make it back in time, but, you gotta be here. And I can hear myself, so that's all that matters. All right, good deal. All right, so we can hear, people can hear us, and we're ready to rock and roll. Oh, thank God. All right, so anyway, it's kind of funny. My YouTube channel, I'm checking it, and I'm getting commercials. Great, that's all I needed. So we're missing one. She'll be here very, 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 very shortly. I'm by myself. Oh no, that's okay. No big deal. So anyway, it's been a little bit of a crazy day. We have been all over God's green earth today. We went out. We're going to talk about this too. We went to the place called the Crate that starts with a K. It's over in Wesley Chapel, and wanted to check it out, see what it was all about. It's from it's a bunch of boxes, I guess. Like they use those metal. I guess they're supposed to be the metal boxes that you move shit in. The ones that they transport things in, and they convert them into a little. It's almost like a taco truck meets moving truck, I guess, or moving box. So anyway, here she comes. Here she comes to save my day. Oh my goodness, jeez, I can't believe it.
Everybody's fed.
Everybody's fed. We literally just got in the door just a couple minutes ago, and I do mean literally in the door. I cannot believe that. I really can't believe we're here. That was like the flight of the bumblebee.
We made it.
Oh yeah, well, definitely made it.
Barely.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So let's see what we can do. Let's see. All right. So Kim, I was gone. So this is Kimmy. This is Sammitized, and this is Sammy. Yay! Do in the Triple S studio, the Sammy Speed Studios. All right. At least we made it back.
Yes, we did make it back.
Please.
Wow.
Man, that was crazy. I'm like 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes. It's like, I'm like, get the damn door unlocked. Let me get everything turned on.
Right.
So anyway, so I started with talking about the Crate fiasco.
Crate was interesting.
Yeah, Crate was different.
I will make a couple of suggestions that hopefully trickles down to the powers that be. They need those fabric covers to lessen the heat because hello, we live on the sun in Florida.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
Even if it's not over the entire walkway, I can respect that. But just certain areas, because what if it's raining? Then everybody's running into these tiny little crate buildings to get out of the rain, or running to their car, which is worse. Just food for thought.
I just think it would be So I started explaining it. It's basically what those are metal. They're transport boxes, right?
Yeah, they're cargo containers.
Cargo container. That's why I couldn't think of cargo containers.
Yes.
So anyway, it's a cargo container, and they convert them into a restaurant, a store, whatever the case may be.
Right, whatever the needs.
And the area it's called Wesley Chapel, and that's kind of like Zephyr Hill's version of Lakewood Ranch. And I wasn't quite aware of that when we went. A cheap afternoon ended up being pretty damn expensive, pretty damn quick.
It was, It could have been a lot more had we gone to
if,
more
if we didn't have
areas.
I have a hard time with restraint.
Right. Yeah.
Buying
Sometimes.
shit,
Yeah.
especially
true.
when it comes to food. Oh
Right.
my god!
Yeah.
If I could have ate, like I would probably
Three
ate.
of those poke bowls.
I mean, look at me. Like I tell you, I am, I am one of the. I am the. There's the Russian doll with a man inside of a man inside. I mean, I'm not a fat guy. I'm a Russian doll that just has a couple extra men hiding inside of here.
Sure.
So, I need to feed all three or four or five of them that are in there. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
So
the sushi burrito.
Yeah. Well, let's not even get into that yet. Let's just explain to him what the crate is.
Yeah.
So the crate is like basically this guy bought this whole like defunct area, and the reason why
shopping
area,
Yeah.
and the reason why it's defunct is because
it had like one landmark store. It was like it was like Bed Bath Beyond.
Dick's. It has Dick's
in there at one time. I don't remember.
Only time you could say Dick's.
True.
Dick's.
Okay.
You
If
could
that's
say
what
Dick's.
it was.
Yeah, it had Dick's in it. It had
Okay.
Best Buy, but those are like 2 or 3 stores there. But they
Yeah.
have this huge parking lot,
But
and
they're
it's
like
always
specialty stores.
yeah,
So.
and it also has that it has a Chuck E. Cheese that somehow it's still there. I don't know
I missed that one
because
completely.
it's all the way towards the end, and then there's the infamous theater. The theater where the dude shot
where the guy shot the
shot the kid because
Right.
because of the
because the guy was
popcorn scared or whatever the case may be. The old
whatever
man,
went down. We weren't there. Yeah.
local news. I don't know. It went national, but I don't know if everybody knows about that.
Yes.
And depending on who's on here.
His trial is done and over with now.
Yep, exactly. So basically. So that's all over, but it's just like the whole damn place just had this really bad mojo, so it never made any money.
No, true.
So you'd walk by and I drive by and it's right on the side of the road, so you'd think it would make money, and it's in that little Lakewood Ranch, what they call Wesley Chapel area.
Wesley Chapel, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
they got a promising boat dealership on the other side of the exit that seemed to be cranking out all kinds of side-by-sides and boats and different stuff.
When that's where we ended up when I was 3, when we first came to Florida, was Zephyr Hills, and that's the exit, or that'd be the way to get into it.
Okay.
Was that exit didn't exist back then. Hell,
Right.
I don't think even 75 was that big, or it stopped somewhere. I forgot.
In that area,
there were stops and goes. I mean, that tells you how old I am.
Like it cut.
But the long story short is I just remember going up and down that road to get out to 301 or wherever it was to get back home.
Yep.
Yeah, because we moved that's when we moved to Bradenton. We had to sell the house or whatever. I was with my dad.
Yeah.
But long story short, so this crate place it's interesting, but it's just weird because it's really kitschy, I guess is the way to use it.
Oh yeah.
Because everything there, it's like everybody just went over the top to try to elaborate on everything. And I have a video. We did some video. We're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about it today, but there'll be another video. I'm going to actually cut a video where we, in the next couple of days, you'll be able to actually listen to. You'll actually be able to see some of the stuff that we did, that we're talking about.
Yeah, and I took a couple pictures of the food.
Scotty's a smart ass. He's telling me a crepe is flour, milk, egg, in a blender.
Not crepe, crate.
Crate.
And they didn't even spell it right because
K-R-A-T.
it's spelled K-R-A-T-E.
Crate.
Yeah.
Great.
So when you get a couple rednecks like us looking for a crate spelled normal way, you're SOL.
So
you got to spell it that as the Clampetts would say, that highfalutin way.
Yeah.
With the K.
So we go to this place and then there was we always like to do a food review or something every Saturday night, like towards the end or the beginning, whatever the hell it fits in. I don't know. We don't really have a profile of what we're doing right now.
No. We
don't know what we're doing. We're just playing. We're playing this along. As long as you guys are here, we're here.
Yes, absolutely.
And so long and short of it is it's just like So back to what I was saying. It's so we go to this restaurant, and it's a sushi, it's a poke bowl and sushi burrito restaurant.
Yes.
And I guess that's supposed to be, I don't know if that's a fusion thing.
I think they consider it fusion. Yeah.
I don't know. So she wanted sushi. I like poke bowls.
I wanted the sushi burrito because when you look these things up, we know people that have been to California and come back and go, oh, they had all this great food.
Yep.
And I'd heard about this sushi burrito, and I'm like, okay, I have to try this.
And then on top of it, then I was a poke guy. Poke is basically where they take the way it's supposed to be set up is you're supposed to get like fresh fish. I'm a sushi guy, so I like raw fish. And, other people will call it bait. It's not bait, it's fish. So you chop it up, it's tuna, and it was like tuna and some other stuff. It's normally a tuna or a salmon or something.
Right.
Chop it up in squares and they fluff it up into some kind of sauce or like little onions and shit.
Yeah, scallions.
And when you start eating it, it's actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's really tasty.
And the thing about it is it's like, I don't know how to say it. It was like, so I was expecting one thing, Kim was expecting another. So we're waiting for a little bit. I guess the chef / owner must have been the guy behind the counter because he's seen my GoPro. And he's like, obviously they're hurting for any type of advertisement they can get.
Most definitely.
So because this guy, it's funny because he pops out of the back while we're eating.
Yes.
And he pops out the back, and he's like, he only goes to us and like the people that are next to us.
Next to us, right.
The rest of the whole group is not.
Yeah.
And it's just like he was just waiting for me, itching to say, to bring him over. And I think it really, really annoyed him when I didn't do that. Wow. So I felt bad. So I went up to there and I said, "Oh, can I record? What you guys did?" Because they were busy when they were chopping this shit up, and they're just going to freaking town.
They were going to town, and they were like a well-oiled machine.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Right.
And so the long and short of it was basically. So we get this stuff, and now the poke bowl I got, it's weird. It's because they're like, oh, well, you need these 2 meats, and you got your sauce, and you got the rice, and I'm like, rice? I don't remember rice in a poke bowl. And it's like, and then you got all these other options you can add.
Filler.
Yeah, and so, well, I didn't realize that's what I was going. I didn't know. I didn't realize I was getting this salad.
Right.
That's basically what it was. It was an ahi tuna.
Right,
with
covered in
a
rice
salad
with some fish,
rice, and it was not. I mean,
so it was like a quinoa salad, just no quinoa rice.
It's not bad. Okay, please don't get me wrong. It's not bad. It's good.
It wasn't a traditional poke bowl, is what you're saying.
It just wasn't what I was expecting.
Right.
And then it's like they ask you to pick sauces, and it's like you feel like you just like. Like when the teacher came in and gave you that surprise test, that's what I felt like I was doing. I'm like, oh, shit. It's like, what's the answer to question 2?
Right.
And it's like, you got 5 answers. It's like, can I just pick D, all the above, please?
Right, yes.
And then it's like, she had and it was so funny because they had these electric things that you could.
Oh yeah, we walked in and everybody's standing.
There's a line almost out the door because they're all waiting for the electric walls, but because they were like these millennial kids, they didn't want to talk to anybody.
Talk to somebody.
And they immediately go to it was like flies attracted the crap. It was like they went right to the computer and they're like
technology.
And they're like sitting there trying to poke their shit in the screen.
And they had no idea what they were ordering.
They had no idea what they were ordering. And it's like they're doing it all off of the screen.
Exactly.
And I'm saying, what the frick is wrong with these people, right?
Right.
And then the lady's just sitting there behind the counter with a register and she's like, "Hi." Yep. And I'm like,
twice.
Well, are we allowed to go talk to her? I mean, are these people going?
Now you know me. I talk to everybody. Well, I'm like, "Hi, can I order from you?"
Yeah, it's like at the back. We're at the back of the line, and it's like everybody was so enamored by how to order on the screen.
Yeah.
Nobody realized that
there's a person there.
There's a person there, and we're like, oh, we'll just walk up and talk to her.
Right, exactly.
Sure as hell, she's like, yeah. And I'm like,
and how fast did our food come compared to them punching it in that screen?
Yeah,
they were still ordering.
They're still ordering,
done.
and we're like, oh, we'll go sit down now. It's like,
exactly.
shit.
Yep.
So anyway, it was it was quite the experience.
That
just
was
just the
interesting.
restaurant alone was enough experience for me. I could have
Right.
left at that point and called it a day.
Right.
But yeah, so jeez. So so anyway, and I'm a glutton for punishment anyway. So it's like I felt bad. The guy's like did his thing and he walked out, and I didn't say anything to
Yeah.
him. And my mouth. I mean, I'm just I'm shoveling food in because I don't know how to eat this because in the bowl was like this bowl, and it's like this round, and it's like here's your gob of tuna, which didn't make sense because normally it's just like a little bowl of tuna. And it's like, and it was supposed to be two meats, so tuna and a spicy tuna, and it had these two gobs in there, and then they had this option like cream cheese,
Right.
and
Which typically cream cheese on sushi is good.
yeah, and so I thought, okay, why not? What the hell? We'll try it.
Sure.
Spicy tuna, a little cream cheese, no problem.
Right.
Avocado, they
Yeah.
had all this stuff that
Can't
I could
go
pick,
wrong. Yeah.
and these sauces. So I told them to put the sauce in. I told them to put this and that, and I get this bowl, and it's just, like I said, it was like a salad.
Right.
I didn't ask for the salad piece, and it was in there anyway.
Right.
And then it's like it said scallions. I didn't see any scallions.
I
but,
didn't either. Yeah.
But there was like some chopped up red onion in there, which I
Right.
don't know where that came from either.
Mhm.
And it was like there's this little gobs of shit in there. It's like, okay, so you just pick some and then eat it. I mean, is it like when you're? I didn't know, so I just started shoveling the stuff in my mouth. The rice was dry because the guy put like he squirted enough sauce on just so the top of the middle of the rice was wet, and that was it. And I was like, okay. I mean, not horrible,
Right.
but
Not what you expected.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yours, and then I'm sitting here eating, trying to eat with. I'm very good with chopsticks,
Yes, you are.
and so my sister and her my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law is Vietnamese, and so my brother-in-law and his friends used to be around, and they taught me how to use chopsticks. I mean,
The
that's
right
just
way.
the right
Yeah,
way.
Right.
And then I used to go to the sushi bar all the time, so they taught. I got to use it there
You
as
got-
well.
Yeah, repeat experience.
But
Mhm.
but it was like trying to eat this with chopsticks was like absolutely
yeah, it was like a
impossible.
joke. Yeah, exactly.
It's like this isn't.
Yeah.
This is not. This is kind of weird,
Right. Right.
So long and short of it is I'm like, okay, so that's where we're, like I'm not. I'm not going any farther with this. So I just ate it, and then I'm like, as I'm shoveling this stuff in, it's like, as I'm shoveling things into my mouth. Got an installer going on at the same time we're on live. Great.
Well, don't push buttons.
Stop pushing buttons. Well, I was trying. The fan keeps kicking in, and I couldn't figure out why.
Because it's hot.
Okay, well, somebody is like, shit. So anyway, it's like, well, I just turned it on. It shouldn't be
know.
warm.
Well,
It shouldn't. I mean, it's okay. So like I said, it almost seems like I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and I don't.
right.
I'm faking it really well.
Right.
So, anyways, I'm drinking an energy drink because the rest of this day gets even more interesting. So, we're going through these stores,
Right.
and my daughter loves, I call it rocks. She calls it crystals.
Geodes, crystals.
Whatever you wanna
right.
call
Yes,
it.
exactly.
She likes rocks. And the place
Fancy,
is
expensive rocks. That's
very
what we call
expensive
them.
rocks. And so we go into this place that says, what was it? We like rocks, or we will rock,
We rock or
we rock or something like that.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, it's not a rock. It's a crystal. It's this or that. And they have all these different types of basically, I don't know if it's, what's the word for that? It's not rock. It's minerals. So
yeah.
it's a different type of mineral. It's like this one's supposed to make you feel good. This one's supposed to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I think it's all bullshit. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But she if it makes her happy and everything's good, keeps her calm. I mean, maybe there's something about it, maybe there's not. Don't kill me on it, but this is my personal opinion. She likes it. That's good.
She's entitled to that.
Yeah, she's entitled to do her own thing. So Anyway, so we go back. So we go into this rock store, and I couldn't believe how much this stuff costs. Oh my god! I mean, a little bitty rock this big, this big, is like, I think it was
like $21.
Yeah, it was like $21.
That little one with the bear holding the fish in its mouth was.
Yeah, they had sculpted rocks now.
Yeah.
They're not just normal rocks, but sculpted ones.
Mm-hmm.
Sculpted ones were 20 were $21, and I'm not joking. It was this big.
Yes.
It was like, imagine like 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters, a little like a white bear with a plastic fish in its mouth.
Yep.
Not even another piece of material that they, chiseled down. No, just put a little plastic fish in there. Like, oh, look how cute that is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, this is a kitschy type of area. It's a Lakewood Ranch area. Lakewood Ranch in our area, just so you know, is like kind of your ritzy ditzy. This is where Bradenton is like Bradentucky, just so you guys know. Bradenton Beach. If it has the word Bradenton in it, it means that
the normal people live there.
The normal
or people like us,
worker
I don't know if you
bees,
consider
middle
us normal,
class,
but whatever.
hardworking people,
right?
That are out in the world. The people I know that somebody from Punta Gorda's on our thing. Punta Gorda's, got their little area too, but most of the people there are just hardworking people as well.
True.
And so they get it. I mean, like Scotty, like my buddy Scotty's on. He's a freaking trucker. Go Scotty. and that guy he busts his ass every day. But that's just the gist of Bradenton, I guess. And Lakewood Ranch is kind of like everybody that's got extra money or moved down from somewhere else that just has too much money to blow. I mean, if you're lucky if you can go. There's even cheap places out there, but it's very highly unlikely to
Good
find
luck
them.
finding them.
Yeah.
That place was called We Rock Rocks.
We Rock Rocks.
That's what it's called.
If you ever want to look it up, We Rock Rocks.
Yep.
And then the sushi bar was called ATO, which is supposed to be it's supposed to be like Chinese, Japanese, Asian, or something for art. I guess ATO means art. That's what it said on the wall anyway. That's what they say. That's what I'm going to believe. So, but yeah. So anyway. So that's.
You gotta watch out. There's a chair over there and a
shelf.
shelf.
There's a shelf. The shelf with Alton Brown on it. My signed Alton Brown picture. So he's staring at me. It kind of freaks me out a little bit. But anyway.
Well, according to Google, ATO means authorization to operate. So.
Well, it was A with apostrophe TO inside.
That's true. Yeah, it had like a little.
But they are open 7 days a week. I found out it's outside the door.
Yeah.
But it was good. Don't get me wrong.
It was good.
The food was fresh. I was actually pretty happy with the food, but it was like it's something where you'll eat it. You could eat that, and then go find another one of these food truck areas and eat again and eat again.
Right? Yeah, that's how it was designed for sure.
But for $13, I was like, it's okay because I guess a sushi roll would be like $13 for a really good one anyway.
Right. Yeah.
And you can get a hamburger for $13 at some of these places these days.
That's true.
Burger King probably costs you like 10 for a meal.
At least.
So.
Yes.
But anyway, so we went through the rest of the place. They had like ice cream, like the nitrogen ice cream, and like these little kitschy, like these little la-di-da, like coffee places and bakeries and stuff. And you guys got a $5 cookie or some shit like that.
I got the chocolate chip cookie with the the Biscoff cream.
It was called the Urban Bakery.
It was good.
I was expecting I don't know, something
kind of
urban.
Expecting New York pastries.
I only reason why I walked in there is because I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, oh, we got a bakery from the hood. I just got to know what, I'm a white dude.
That would have almost been awesome because then I would have ordered sweet potato pie.
Yeah, there you go. If they had a sweet potato pie, little cake or something, that'd be fine. But or something. See, there's all sorts of like different kinds of urban things that
Right.
that I have no clue about. You know, Scotty's probably going to tell me how to make something from an urban bakery, but I'm sure
It's
that'll
all
be in the
good.
comments.
Not an herb
Yeah,
bakery.
no, that
Yeah,
that'd be
we're
Kendall.
not talking about that one.
no herbs.
Not on this show.
Not on this show. We'll try not to talk about unless you have a medical herb license
Right, yeah.
thing. You can do
Yeah,
all you
medical
want.
herb
It
license.
is
That's
somewhat
what it
legal,
is.
so we'll just say it that way. And a medicinal herb license
Yeah.
on your medicinal herbs.
Yes.
So
That's what
I don't
we'll
know where
call
it's
it.
legal, where it's not, but we
Right.
don't want to get kicked off because we're stupid
Right. Yeah.
or something even worse.
Or just slip up. Yeah.
Yeah,
we're
and
not.
slip-
We're not
yeah.
slipping here.
Oh, so anyway, so so it was interesting. I mean, like I said, very. I could have probably got the same type of stuff from someplace down in Lakewood Ranch. Honestly, they have
Yeah,
little places
that's true.
that are.
They have a whole area down in Lakewood Ranch.
The only
So we
difference
could have
is,
saved ourselves a drive.
yeah, the only thing different would have been, in my eyes, would have been that it would have been, probably a night, yes, it was, they were trying to, I guess it's kind of like going to McDonald's,
Right.
because you go to McDonald's, you know what you're going to get from McDonald's. When you're going to a crate, a food truck, you
Yeah.
kind of give them a little extra break, because it's like, it's a freaking, it's a food truck, they can't make it perfect.
Right.
But for the prices, it should have been perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little pricey. I mean,
it's a little weird.
We
That's
also
all.
have to consider the condition of the economy and all that stuff. So maybe that had a factor in it.
I don't know. Maybe hopefully when we get a new president, maybe we might get something a little different. Oh, I didn't
Right.
say that out loud. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. But I think everybody believes me in that case that
Yeah.
old Sleepy is causing
Ooh,
us some headaches right
he's-
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're in a freaking recession, it says too, which I was like, oh great, here we
Yeah,
go.
I think they've been holding on to that one way too long.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's like, oh great. Yeah, it's like, 3 days before they announced that there's a recession, Joe came out, we're not in a recession. We're not in a recession.
Right.
When they
and all
asked
these
him,
numbers are up and
all
down.
these numbers, this
Yeah.
is our false
Look
numbers.
at how
Look-
good these numbers
Look
are.
how the gas
Yeah.
prices are going down. Well, the gas prices are going down because everybody was seeing the numbers that were going to come out, and they already protrude that we're going to have a recession.
Right. Exactly.
And I don't know anybody, including anybody that's on this. I mean, Scotty, I feel bad for him because I'm sure he has to pay out the wazoo for freaking
for
diesel.
yeah, exactly.
God bless that kid. Yeah. Sorry, Scotty, if you run out of money, I don't know. We'll have to clean out a space if you want to live over here in my house again. Yeah, my buddy that was on here a minute ago. He's on the Facebook. He practically lived at my home when we were kids. He was literally like another brother in my. It's like my mom's. It's like, where's Pet Rock at? Because he was always sleeping and doing something. All he did was sleep at my house. It's like he didn't do much else, but he slept at the house. He was always on the freaking couch or something. We had good times. It was fun. But yeah, yeah, definitely. Old Scotty. Wish we had him down here now.
Mm-hmm.
I put him on the podcast. Give him his own damn channel.
I bet you he'd have a lot of stories.
He has a lot to say. Yeah. So anyway, but so the crepe thing was interesting. So then we just so we thought we were going to go to this place. It's about an hour, maybe an hour away from here. So I thought, hour up, hour back. We left at 1. We'll be
Right.
back at 2.
Mhm.
Who
Be up there at 2.
Yeah, be up there at 2. Come back
Around
after
4,
4, 5, 6.
maybe. Yeah.
Plenty of time to get the podcast prepped and ready. So if
Right.
if you guys
Theoretically.
don't like the podcast tonight, I'm sorry. I'm trying my hardest. My nickname has always been Sammy Speed. And I think I won't say that I broke any rules,
Yeah.
but I will say that
May
There
have,
there
have fractured a
we
one or
might
two.
have bent a few of them on the way home.
Right, yeah.
Definitely in
One
the car.
or two.
One or two.
Perhaps.
You know, the funny thing is I own a Camry, and the Camry's like my work car. You know, you drive our play car, which is the
Scion.
The Scion.
Yep.
We have a custom Scion that's kind of from back in the day, OG type thing. That,
yep.
You know, I didn't build. Oh yeah, we didn't pay that much for it, so it ended up being one of ours. You know, we're running cheap these days, and in a broken truck, and we're running cheap these days, and so.
Yep.
But the Camry is like the main car. It's like the newest one. We just had to get it because I needed it for work because I drive like an hour back and forth to work.
Yeah, it's a hike.
And but what's amazing about it is I don't understand why why the engines can be exactly the same except for yours is much faster. Why they could be the exact engine, but the transmission is so much different in the two with the same engine that you can do anything and everything to get 20 miles to the gallon out of it.
Oh.
Out of the Scion. You might get 22 if you're on the highway. And the Camry, you can get that up 80 mile an hour, 90 mile. Not saying I am.
Yeah.
Just saying that you can get up 90 mile an hour.
Theoretically, it's possible.
Theoretically, you can get up to 90 mile an hour and cruise at 90 mile an hour at 40 miles to the gallon.
Yep.
And that just amazes me. If I did that in the Scion, we would go through a tank of gas in no time flat. It would not be 21 miles to the gallon.
Definitely
I'm going to just tell you that right now.
Nope.
And with gas prices the way it is right now, it's like, holy shit! I just can't believe it though.
Yep.
But it does make it easier for us to do these little trips so we can talk about them.
That's true.
So, but anyway, so.
In fact, if somebody wants to suggest someplace we should check out, we'll be happy to take it
anything
in
Bradenton, Punta Gorda, Florida. So,
and well, I mean,
you can put Florida on
ideally
the map.
an hour, 2 hour drive.
Yep.
I
Florida
mean,
on the
if
map.
you're gonna throw the Panhandle in there or someplace in Miami, it's gonna take us some time to put that together.
Well, as long as it's in Florida, because I mean, Georgia's probably a little too far, because I don't want to drive to Georgia and drive home.
Yeah, we'd have to stay the night.
You'd have to stay the night. So I would rather, because if I'm going to do a super long one, you guys are just not going to hear about it until
like a week later.
The next week, yeah. But anything that you think would be interesting to go to, a shop, a store, you know, like we're thinking about Ybor, stuff like that. Don't hesitate to put in the comments. I'd love to hear about it.
I don't know if I want to do Ybor, but.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've done Ybor in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
But we didn't really document Ybor. And day Ybor and night Ybor are two different Ybors.
Yeah, that's two different Ybors for sure.
You know, I mean, day Ybor, you can go around with the kids. At night, you're carrying your kid on your hip. You know, and I mean, the one that keeps 9 bullets on it.
Yes.
Or more.
It doesn't have a social security number.
Yes, that doesn't live and breathe until you pull the trigger.
Right. Yes.
That's the only kid that you can bring around the Ybor at night.
Yes.
Because there seems like there's always a shooting or something going on in Tampa.
There's always something.
It's like it's always something.
Yes.
But yeah, if you guys ever think of anything you want to comment about it, we're all open to anything. And as always, I don't know who's on and who's not, but please like and subscribe. We really could use the likes and the subscriptions.
Yeah. You got friends you want to share us with? We're good with
please
that too.
like, comment, and share us, please. I just want to show everybody it's not just my friends.
Growing.
I just want to prove to everybody else it's not just going to be my friends and family on the damn podcast, you know.
Yeah, but they count for something.
They do count. They do count. But
you gotta give them a break.
But I want some new friends. Just want to make sure we have enough new friends.
Sure. But
anyway, but yeah, and if you're on Facebook or Twitch, please please help us out and go out into YouTube land and like us over there as well.
Oh yeah.
It would really make my day. I'll just try to get.
He likes telling me those numbers, and then I have to say, "Is that good?"
Yeah, I gotta get. I just get excited. YouTube's telling us we're doing good, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, as long as.
I mean, we almost. We're. I might have if we hit 20 subscribers and we get over 100 hours, or like, well, not 100 hours, but over 100 views, man. And it's so funny because we're talking about this, like this number and this is like incredibly low for any YouTuber. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, man, it's just like my dream just to be over that much, It's like trying to get in that 100 area right now.
Yep.
And we're like, this is painful.
It's all right.
I mean, it's just going to take a lot of hard work. It's
going to take time. That's what it is.
We just got to get our shit together.
We got to put in the investment.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
Yes.
So anyway, all right. So we're done with. So we left crate.
Yep.
We'll get done with the crate, and we had the Badger with us as well.
Yep. Kendall was with us.
Yes. So the Badger was on, and she, so she got her rocks on. She got her rocks on.
You were gonna say something bad.
She got her rocks. Yes. They were in a bag.
Yes.
It was funny because we're in the store and they had these big blue balls and I couldn't resist, and the lady just gave me the dirtiest look. I looked over because I said the comment to you. I'm like, hey, look, I got my blue balls. And you started giggling, right? So I went up to Kendall. Well, there's this lady that obviously she's like a manager or something. She's floating around
she's making sure people don't steal stuff.
Yeah, steal
That's
shit.
What she's doing.
And I'm over there going, hey, look at my blue balls to Kendall. And she's looking at me like, you fucking asshole. You can just see her mumbling in her voice. She wouldn't even talk to me when we rang it up.
The mask.
Yeah. So I was like,
so she was probably cussing you like
tomorrow. Yeah. She was calling me everything but white, dude.
That's all right.
So it's like, look at this guy, his Bubba Army. I don't know what the hell's wrong with him.
Whatever.
He's talking about his blue balls. But anyway, so Kendall got her rocks.
Yes.
In her bag for her rocks.
Yes.
Crystals, minerals, whatever.
Crystals, minerals, yeah.
So we go to leave, and I'm like, there's a Porsche dealership down the way, and I thought we were like maybe a little closer to it than we really were.
I told you we weren't that close.
Well, I thought we were like I thought we were a lot closer because it seemed like an hour drive, and
I know.
I thought that I've been to this dealership before, to say the least. People that know me understand what I'm talking about. It's kind of like an inside K5 thing there.
Yeah.
But so we decided that
we drive through the parking lot. Check things out.
Yeah. I go through the parking lot. Let Kendall try check it out. A couple Porsches and the BMW dealership and stuff like that in Ocala. And so and this is me for a glutton for punishment because I'm like driving, and about 90% of the way up there, I finally realized that this place is a lot farther than I thought it was.
Yeah, right.
Like I was just wanting to go to this like Love's gas station, and it was like, I don't know, it was like exit 314, and we were like in the 200s.
Yeah, it was like 279 or something. Yeah.
And it's like we had just turned over 300, the 300 mile mark, and I need like 50 more to go to get to the dealership. And I'm like, I really screwed up. So I'm like, are you okay with going? But I was like, yeah, no problem. We'll get up there again. And here we go again. Yeah. We're going to go all the way up there, go there. We'll be there 5-10 minutes. We'll get back in the car and drive back home.
Except for they saw you.
Yeah, then they saw me. And the people who know me stop me. And people who know me that are listening today understand why they stop me. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. So it was a little more than 10 minutes, needless to say.
A little, yeah.
Yeah. So
long enough for a cup of coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, they have. The only thing that makes it even worthwhile is they got the best espresso machine in the world in the building that makes espresso and coffee and lattes and all sorts of good shit. Here I go again. The multi,
Yep.
Fat guy food thing. Talking about food again. So anyway,
That's all right.
So
I think they expect that by now.
Yeah, I don't think they would know any better. So we had to go. So we ended up driving back, and that's when I realized, like, 50 miles away from this place on the way home, with another 100 and something miles to go, that it was 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we needed to hurry.
Oh, we'll get home in time. We'll be home by 8. There's no problem. Then
8 o'clock, we were still on the road.
Then 8 o'clock came around. We were still on the road. 8:10 came around. I'm like, oh, I'm starting to get a little nervous.
Yeah, we're edging closer, but yeah, it was touch and go there for a time.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
So I was just. So anyway. So
we made it.
We made it. With like no minutes to spare. Literally, It was like I sat down at this table and it was already like 8:57, and I'm like, I'm like texting on Facebook, we're going live, and I'm like, look at the time now.
And I fed our fur babies, so they're happy.
Fur babies.
Crema was just here. Yes, Crema and Axel.
Did you feed the badger too?
The badger had dinner
that's
when
right.
we stopped.
We had dinner when you stopped. So you fed all the fur babies then.
She's not a fur baby. She's just the baby. The only baby.
The only baby.
Yes.
Yeah, after making one. That's I don't know if we need to. Not in this day and age anyway. I wouldn't have another kid in this day and age. Poor guys. Oh my God.
I would rather adopt if that was the pursuit.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's a lot of kids out there that need loving families.
Yep. So anyway, so I to change to switch gears a little bit. You were telling me a story earlier that I thought was kind of funny.
Uh-oh.
So I'll see if you can get creative and tell the story.
It does kind of look like a shed, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, believe it or not, this is my little studio at the house.
Yeah. It's a room with air conditioning. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's a little or somewhat air conditioning, because right now it's like I got home and I'm like, damn, it's hot.
Yeah. Because we're cheap, and I turn the air up when we leave.
Yeah, well, it happens. It happens.
Hey, the dog doesn't need it at a crisp 74 degrees. I, on the other hand, prefer it to be a little bit chillier.
So, yeah, fair enough. I like it to be a little colder myself. I'm like sitting there going, oh, man.
Yes, exactly.
And we're not in the shed, though, Scott.
No.
Yeah. So
no shed.
So anyway, so you were telling me about your guy and his Second Amendment right, using his Second Amendment rights on his boat.
Oh yeah. So they
overheard
overheard a call. I was not on this call, fortunately, and the guy says, "Hey, am I insured for bullet holes?" And the person talking to him says, bullet holes? And you can hear like bang, bang, like in the distance. Guy's like, yeah, I'm out of my boat and this other boat's shooting at me. I need to know if I'm covered. And she's telling him, man, pull anchor, get the heck out of there. He's like, hold on. And you hear a pause. Boom! He's shooting back.
It's like
So whatever they were catching, and he had to have been within cell shot range to do, cell phone for him to be making this phone call, and so it's like pirates out on the water apparently.
Yeah,
at least in certain areas. I don't know where this was going down. I know somewhere in Florida. I couldn't tell you if it was
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, like
somewhere in Florida,
just out of a movie. But that's the bad part. Is like our whole life these days is like
something out of
a really weird, funky movie.
Most definitely.
It's like a mixture of like Pulp Fiction meets The Hangover.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
Because some of the shit you just don't. Florida man.
Yeah. My favorite calls at work are the ones where you ask them, "Hey, are you anchored?" And they're like, my boat didn't come with one of those.
It's
It's like, really? Do you buy a car without brakes and wheels and tires? I mean, come on.
well,
But fortunately, I don't take those kind of calls anymore. But yeah.
but yeah. So
Ooh, there's some sharp tools out there, let me tell you.
yeah, it's really special.
Oh, yes.
I just think we're talking about this on the way up, and I just thought it was hilarious because she's like, "Yeah, the guy started firing back." I'm what? I'm like, "Yeah, this is."
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, I was like, "This is just like." I'm like,
Yeah.
first it shocked me, and then I thought about it for like just a
Right?
couple seconds, and I'm like, "Oh God!"
No,
I just
and-
well, the only thing
yeah.
only thing I could think of was, "Yep, that would happen." And B, I got to make sure I remember this by 9:00 because she has to talk about it. It's freaking that crazy.
I mean, yeah. But who's the guy call? He doesn't call 911, no.
No,
He calls his insurance agent.
it's like, hey,
Am I covered for bullet holes?
I just need to know if I'm covered for bullet holes because I'm
Right.
going to start firing back.
Right,
And this
yes.
guy, I'm sure, is going to
Right.
got a couple more.
Yes.
A couple more, magazines
Yes.
in his trunk.
Yes. Yes.
Like,
I mean, yeah. That's
I mean, what the hell are you doing? What did you do?
what could you do to intrigue
to instigate
entice
somebody
someone
shooting
so
at you
bad
to
that
start
somebody
with?
shoots at you? Yeah, he had to have driven over like his outriggers or something really bad. I mean, I know that stuff can be expensive, and you got some real bargain basement fishermen out there that spend all their money on this stuff, and then somebody that doesn't know how to boat. Not that I'm an expert by any means. I'm not. But they, hey, I got a couple million. Let's drop it on a 30-foot whatever, Sea Ray, Boston Whaler, you name a brand, and World Cat, and take it out in the Gulf or the Atlantic, and let's run over somebody's really expensive lines or something. Yeah, well, I could see people getting.
Well,
I
gotta tell you, growing up, and the guy and my buddy Scotty, the guy that's on Facebook right now, live with us.
Yes.
He can confirm this. We had a buddy that was named Brett Vandervrede back in the day, and Brett was the man when it came to his dad and his boats, because his dad, they weren't like super rich, but they were really, really well
off. Yeah.
And in fact, that's how I met Scotty to start with, was that I was at my house and I hear this noise, and I remembered, and Scotty apologized because I'm going to say something that I don't know if you want nobody to hear or not, but I hear this noise. I hear this kid yelling, going, "Leave me the fuck alone." And I see back there, and they got they're zapping Scotty with some kind of, it wasn't a taser, it was like a homemade taser where you'd make out of a transformer or something.
Oh no.
And they were zapping, and it was all, they were all just being fun and stupid type.
Yeah.
But Scotty's brother and Brett were good friends.
Oh man.
And so it was just like, that's how I met Scotty. Was when he's getting zapped with a friggin' like a electric thing. But
did you save the day?
No, I didn't save the day.
You were as scared as getting shocked as he was, I imagine.
I mean, I'm a big guy now, but when I met Scotty first time, I think I was like 4x4, and I do mean 4x4. I mean, I was like, because I got skinny in between there, but
right.
But at the time, it was like 4 foot by 4 foot. I mean, no joke. I was as heavy as I am right now, but I was in like.
But you hadn't shot, your height hadn't taken off yet?
Oh, I wasn't even in middle school yet.
Okay.
So, and all I had was this, and all I did, I would eat and sit in my room, and my stepbrothers had these, had cars, and I'd go to the pawn shops with them, and they'd get me these stereo speakers. And, yeah. Scotty's reminded me about it. Some chick on the back of her boyfriend's motorcycle stopped the shocking thing.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I'm glad you said something. I couldn't remember exactly what the hell happened there, but yeah, I remember that now very clearly.
Nice.
But Oh yeah, we had BB gun fights and all sorts of crazy
who
shit in that
didn't
neighborhood.
Have BB gun fights.
But no, before then I was like a hermit in my house because I was just like, all I did was listen to like rap music. It was when Eazy-E first came out. My mom didn't know who Eazy-E was, and she bought me this freaking like I had a car battery. I went to pawn shops and I would save up my money from working at the bike shop. And I would go and I had a car battery, a car amplifier, a car radio, and these subwoofers out of a car. Yeah. and I'd rattle like half the freaking neighborhood with this, from my bedroom.
Oh,
I didn't even have a car yet.
Right.
Yeah. Scotty said, it's like, yeah, it's not any different now, Scott. You gotta see the Scion.
I drive that one.
One of these days we'll post pictures of that.
I call that car my traffic motivator.
Yeah. I used to piss off the whole damn neighborhood because everything. There was a condo that was right up against like this. There was like this little aisleway where the cars would leave the condo, and there was a big concrete wall right next to my bedroom, and then behind us we had a concrete like garage, and then on the other side was this concrete wall for the other house.
Oh man!
And so that stereo would start pounding, and
reverb off all that concrete.
We're shaking, and I'm shaking like these condos. Like, I mean, we'd go out in that little spot between the condominium and in the house, and that, I mean, literally, is this shake like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, oh god, we had good times there because, like Scotty says, we used to go because Brett's dad was the one that managed all these. That's how we met. That's how I met. That's how I met everybody like that because that's how they were all around there.
Right.
But Brett had this thing with boats. His dad got him a boat, and man, I don't know how many times we were on that boat, and we'd go partying on this boat like no tomorrow. And there's a lot of stuff I probably shouldn't say on the air. That's
all right. I bet you that boat had an anchor.
Oh yeah.
And I bet y'all knew how to run it.
Well, that was the funny part is I don't get the stories that you tell me from the insurance company. I don't get because it's like we were kids at like 10 and 12 and we knew how to run the boat.
Sure. We
knew how to drive the boat. We knew where the boat, how to do the markers, everything.
Yeah.
And it was just like like you said, we knew how to use an anchor.
Right.
We knew how to use a rope.
Yeah.
We'd go out and probably did things that adults should be doing only. But we
you learn by doing.
Yeah, don't do as we say on this the things expressed on this channel is not for everybody else. This is only for comedic purposes.
Right, exactly.
Cover my ass right now.
Yes.
But anyway, we did a couple drinking ordeals and everything else. But it was good times back then. And I don't know. We did a lot of that.
That's all right.
Well, the only thing on the island to do, though, that was the thing. It was like wherever, and it was so weird because it didn't matter. The island was so small back then that you didn't know, you knew each other, but you didn't like, Scotty was
Arcadia by the sea.
Like Scotty moved to the other side of the friggin' town.
Mm-hmm.
And we would go and hang out. And he lived like all the way down the damn street. I didn't even know where he lived anymore, but we still hung out every other day.
Right.
I mean, and it was funny because I ended up moving like literally like 2 blocks away from the guy. Like you could have went down my street, zigzagged a block, zigzagged another block, and here's his house, his mom's house where he was living.
Nice.
That's how he ended up at my house all the time because we would go out, hang out, and do all sorts of crazy shit.
Right. Well, he was home.
And
that close.
Yeah, and the funny part was like Sky's like, posted like the Sky's bike shop. That was like our headquarters for everything. Because I had keys to the bike shop and we never tore the building up or anything. But
no.
We were there after hours and like 90% of the time we ended up there riding bikes until the next morning.
Right.
And again, there's a lot of things that we can't replay. That's all right. That was fun. That we did on the run.
It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
At least the rides I was along for it was
Exactly.
fun.
and it's just like, yeah, it's just crazy.
Oh, the
because,
Anchor Inn.
Oh, the Anchor Inn. Yeah, what was really funny about the Anchor Inn, I never knew it. Yep, exactly. And what was funny about the Anchor Inn was that my brother had all the video games in there, jukeboxes and pool tables, and we didn't even know any of this shit at the time.
Yeah.
My brother was like circling around us because he's like 13 years older than me.
Yep.
And he was circling around us the whole time and didn't even know it. Like he was out there the whole entire time.
Yep.
And there's stories that I could tell you about that one that's really crazy. Yeah, he tried to yeah, so but yeah, it was some crazy times back then.
Yep.
But when it came to the boating, yeah, we weren't idiots.
Yeah.
We knew what the hell we were doing.
Oh, let me tell you, they're idiots today.
But I just don't get it.
There's a lot of people out
I guess
there.
the richer you get, the more money you have. It's like, I want one of these, so let's just give it a try and see what the frick happens.
There's a huge misconception as well. People buy a brand new boat, those that can afford it, and they think buying that brand new boat is just like buying your brand new Camry, your brand new Lexus. You know, you're going to get your 3-year, 36,000 miles, you know, and
right.
And if you read the owner's manual of most of these boats, they have all these verbiages in there about, hey, you got to go around and tighten bolts, and you got to check this, and you got to check that, and it's line by line little detail things you have to do. Well, if you don't do those things and things fall off, well, you know, it's like, please refer to the owner's manual.
Well, and also, I guess in our way of looking at things too is, you know, some of the things that like what we had were so simplistic. That's why I was always and it was like that's why I always loved Boston Whaler boats, because Brett had this Boston Whaler boat when we were kids, and it was the first boat that I'd ever like enjoyed being on. And it wasn't like super powerful. It wasn't totally huge.
Right.
It was like, I don't know, it was like 14 or 16 foot long.
Right.
It wasn't nothing big.
Yeah.
It was a center console.
Like a 140 Super Sport or something like that.
Yeah. And it was like, and it had a small motor on. It wasn't a huge motor either. It was like, I remember we replaced it after a while, but it was like 40 or 60 horse at the time, and it was more than enough to ride behind it with the tube,
right?
You know, or skis or whatever the hell we wanted to do.
Yep.
But it was something that you could park, and then but if you used it on a day-to-day basis, maintenance was nothing on those.
Right.
You know, because the more you used it, the less it sat, the less it corrosion or whatever.
The less things grow on it. Yeah, for sure.
But basic maintenance, rinsing things off and all that was all we had to do.
Right.
And so it's like when you get in the bigger boats, that's when, because the boats you're talking about are, I mean,
some of these guys spend
I can't believe the boats that I see that people have. It's like you have to have an F-350 just to pull it down the street.
Yeah, and launch it. Yeah. Because remember, you're pulling it out of the water. It's even heavier now because there's water in there.
My buddy bought one, and it was 36 or something like that. And I'm thinking it's going to be like a cabin cruiser. It's like a 36,
just a big old open.
It's like a fisherman. It's like it's like the center console. You know,
just
Boston Whaler we had,
except
for it was just like somebody took like a gun, you know, one of them enlarging guns and just went whoo, and made it bigger.
Yes, exactly.
And the walls of it, I mean, I'm standing next to it, and I'm like,
gigantic. Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell are you gonna do with this shit?
Yep.
He goes, we're gonna go out in the water, and I'm like,
okay, yeah.
Okay.
Did you ask him how much he knows about boating?
Yeah, three motors on the back. Yeah.
Oh Lord. Have mercy. Probably Verados.
It was. They were huge. I mean, it was like two. I mean, they were 250, 300.
Wait till he has to fuel that boat up one time.
Well, back then, you gotta also remember back when we're talking about gas was at the max was $2 a gallon.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
filling
and
that
now,
up.
and now you're looking at. I mean, even.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like that guy from Wild that had that Lexus, the Lexus boat that came out. It's a six.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's called a 650
Mm-hmm.
LX or something like that,
Hmm.
and it's a true made by Toyota Lexus boat.
Wow.
And he bought it. It's a $4.5 million boat.
Wow.
And I was looking at the specs of this thing.
Sounds like a sexy time boat.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was going to say you can have a lot of sexy time on that. But what was crazy, I was going to say Scotty's right. I think we were paying $1.15 for gas at the time. We were complaining when we went to the marina and had to pay $2.
Yep.
And it was like, oh my God, I got to pay $2. What's this all about?
Right.
I remember my Chevelle, and I'd go to the airport to get gas because it was like
Oh, the airplane fuel.
Because it had this crazy ass motor in it that it ran better when I had
the high octane.
Well, I'd mix the airplane fuel with it to bring up and the gas then was $4.
See,
like $4 a gallon for airplane gas at the time.
Right.
And today I overheard one of the guys talk about it's like $22 a gallon.
Yes, exactly.
I'm like $22 a gallon.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That changes the whole,
and like so you go to a marina and buy gas. If you're not, unless it's someplace that is landlocked where you can drive up and get gas too, the gas is gonna be. Yeah, I know I should have kept that car, but you know what? I don't know how much you were in the truck, Scotty, but I really loved the F-150. I missed the F-150, honestly, the brown one I had. That was a fun ride. But Kimmy was just there barely right when I got rid of it, I think, because I got the Camaro at that time.
Right. Yep.
Oh yeah, we had to have the Camaro.
Mm-hmm.
But the Chevelle was a whole nother burrito. That was a burrito car. I remember. I think it might have been Scotty that was with me, and one of my other guys that when we took out 50 feet of chain link fence in the back of the high school and a telephone pole. Yeah, on the way to Ron and Ron's beach thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna date yourself now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And oh yeah. But I love the truck. The truck was cool.
Yeah.
The car, race cars are just like boats. They just take, like you said, it's tweaking here, tweaking there. And every time I worked on that car was $500. Mm-hmm. And now these days, that'd be like a couple grand, you know?
Yep.
But the truck was cool because it was just a truck. We put big ass tires on it, on the back, and not mudders like these guys would have.
Right.
But yeah, it was good stuff.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, I feel old now.
Oh.
But anyway, it's all good.
Yeah. But watch out for boat people. Like seriously, if you're in the market for a boat.
No, if you watch out for boat people, you're on the water and you know what you're doing, just get the frick out of the way.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yep, because 9 chances out of 10, the guy coming at you
has no idea
clue what he's doing. Yep.
No idea.
Yep.
So, but anyway, but we so let's see what else was there that we were going to talk about. I forgot now. Anyway, okay. So we so let's see. We went through the crate thing.
Yeah.
We went through.
Crate was interesting.
Went through the history of Scotty and I.
Yeah.
And how the island life was so much better than what we have right now.
Yes.
You know, they always say that.
Now it's all touristy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
went out. Jeez.
Yeah.
I went out there a couple. What was it? It was like a week. That was probably longer than that.
It's been a month or more now.
It's been a month or more. And I just remember going out there and it's like everything that you knew and how you knew it and the way you knew it
has all changed.
Is all gone.
Yep.
Hey Ryan. Well, Ryan. Oh geez, we got the whole crew now.
Nice.
Brian, Scotty. Oh jeez. We got yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. the backyard bike shop night crew that used to take the night runs. We were so crazy back in those days, though. With the bike shop days. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we would get everybody on bikes, even though we had cars.
Oh, for sure.
We would get everybody on bikes and ride them all the way to like Siesta Key,
Right.
and like or Lido Key or whatever, and do it
Lido.
and Lido do a circle
Lido,
back,
St. Armand's. Right.
and terrorize people. Oh my God. I remember being in I remember being in my truck, and I think I put Brian in the back. It was either Brian or Scott
with the squirt gun.
Yeah, the Brian and Scott. It was either Brian or Scotty ended up in the back of the truck, and we had the squirt gun, and he was shooting people on the side of the way.
Right.
Then a couple other times when we were riding bikes, we went through, and we would park all the bikes, and then we'd go walking around St. Armand's, and we had brought this fart spray, and we would just walk around and like all of a sudden just like liquid ass, and then just like start spraying liquid ass at everything, and like all these rich people are like ooh,
right,
ooh
yeah.
And yeah, Brian,
you're giving away the secrets, buddy.
K5, man.
It's like that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
What's that one rule?
Yeah, one rule: you don't talk about bike clubs.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So we used to do the fart spray. We'd always find some way to terrorize St. Armand's Circle and the rich people. It was. I mean,
hey, if you can't terrorize the wealthy, who can you terrorize? Come on.
I mean, between Brian and I doing fart spray and Scotty and I throwing rubber balls at friggin' at cop cars, I don't know which is worse. I just remember one time I sent we thought it'd be funny to take toilet paper and throw it at a car that was driving down the because at 2:00 in the morning on the island, there's nobody else driving on the island except for like drunk people that were coming back from the bars.
Sure.
Right. And so we'd take so somebody had a whole bunch of toilet paper.
Oops.
And somebody else found out that there was a big hedge right by the road.
Yeah.
And there was a pool right behind the hedge. So
nice.
We just take toilet paper, dunk it in a wire, and do a little. And it was
right.
We didn't hurt anybody with it. It was you weren't we were just being stupid kids terrorizing people.
Absolutely.
And so I remember sending Scotty down the street, ran out toilet paper. We didn't have any, so
oh my goodness,
we're like, hey, I got these rubber bouncy balls. So like the high bouncy balls. And so I sent him
back
down
when
there.
you could buy like a box of them for like
$1
or something.
No, we were just finding shit that was in my garage we had
great, even better.
Because we had like all these bike
weird
parts
things,
and all sorts of stupid shit in my garage.
Man.
So we just find something that this will work. You're dumb and stupid and you don't know any better.
Sure.
And so I just remember sending Scotty down the way, and I go, okay, Scotty, if a cop comes, let us know. And now remember, this is back in the day when you didn't have like
cell phones.
You didn't have cell phones or
right.
anything. I don't know how. I don't know if we had walkie-talkies or what.
Maybe he was just waving at you, jumping up and down.
But it's like, or he yelled something,
right,
and it's like, so we're sitting there behind this bush,
what's
and they're
the
like,
signal? Caw-caw.
Yeah. So we sent Scotty down there, and he said something to us, and I was like, okay, it's clear. And the car that drove by was the cop.
Of course, yeah.
And I chucked this rubber ball, and it goes right inside. And so I said, and I had this rubber ball, and it goes right inside the cop car, and you just see it, and it's a high bounce ball, so it goes. This guy's sitting there going, what the hell's going on? And back then you couldn't get away with shit like that now.
No, you'd be arrested for assault in a minute.
Yeah, back then it was like, because the Bradenton Beach was like Mayberry, there was two different cop cars, and that was it. That's why we just had them go look, because there was no way that nobody's gonna know.
Yeah.
And so sure as hell, the first ball I hit, it's a friggin' cop. And so So now the cops are out. We run, so we can't get in trouble where we were at. So because we would get busted, so we ran down the street and then ran across onto the beach, and so there was these protruding, like there these docks,
like the little jetties.
the jetties, yeah. And the jetties were made there like low tide, so we crawled underneath, and there was like a gap. Yeah, exactly. And there was a gap, so I forgot who all was with me. I think it was Scott. It was either Scotty or Brian was with me, and we had to crawl in underneath this jetty. And so we're sitting there, like, okay, quiet. And you just see cops everywhere, flashlights and everything else down the way, because they seen us run like all the way down the street.
Yeah, they knew.
But we doubled back.
Ideally, where you were at,
Yeah,
kind of.
Well, we doubled back and went underneath the jetty. They didn't they just looked by, didn't see anybody, and they seen a couple out there, and they left them be.
Right.
Well, I didn't pay attention to this couple shows up, and this drunk couple comes up and starts having sex right outside the jetty.
Oh no.
So we're like, we hear this.
Oh no.
And we're under and
the sounds of lovemaking.
Yeah, so like, somebody go out there and look. I don't want to go out there. Somebody, we're gonna get caught. We go out there. Somebody go look and see what it is. So I finally tilted my head around the corner, and I'm like, and they're like, "What is it?" It's like free porn as a kid. We didn't have porn like you have now, you know. It's like, oh, we got a video going here, huh? Hey, auntie.
You're trying to give that man high fives, weren't you?
Like, woo, baby. So at that point, we noticed the cops were gone. We got out of there, and that was the end of the night. We're like, we're staying home from this point on. But it's kind of funny because the cops just knew it was us.
Oh, I
because,
can
like I
imagine.
said, there's only 2 or 3 of them.
Right.
And
surely one of them had driven by you
oh,
earlier
yeah.
in the
oh,
evening.
Yeah. Easily driven by
right?
us.
Yeah.
And it's like,
so they already kind of knew who they were looking for, sort of.
And then add to this, and to add to all of this was that, you know, they all knew who we were.
Yep.
And so if there was some, we were already throwing like wads of toilet paper at people. In fact, the reason why we were looking for more toilet paper is because these kids were in the back of this pickup truck, and I grabbed this wad of paper, and all 3 of us just boom, 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 threw it out there, and not realizing there was like these 3 drunk people in the back of the truck. And we just nailed them, all these kids. Bang, bang, ah! You know, they ran around the corner. I'm sure they called the cops on us, so I knew that.
Guaranteed.
So this poor cop driving by, well, I gotta go check it out, you know. And these guys were so lazy. I mean, I watched, the one cop was so fat, he's just so big. He made me look tiny. And he sat in the car, and I remember him running over the curb one time at the Circle K down the street we used to hang out at. And you just see the car move sideways, but his whole body just stayed still. It was like a shock absorber, you know? And it was like, so that's, I mean, he never left the car, so I'm sure he really didn't want to go out there.
No, he was not in the chasing mood.
No, he was not in the chasing mood whatsoever. And so it's like, ah.
Right.
So he's not in a chasing mood. He's driving down the road. I was like,
Right.
duck, 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 duck.
Right,
And he's like, what the fuck's going on here?
I'm just picturing some rookie cop like pulling out his gun trying to shoot the ball, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Where the heavy guy is like, oh shit, what's this?
Yeah, next week I'll tell you about the time that we lit Scotty's ass on fire at the bike shop and pissed on cops at the same time. That was pretty interesting as well. But we'll leave that one for next time. I think it was Scotty or Brian. I might have been Brian that time. Anyway.
Nope.
All right.
And and all I have, you know, are the stupid people that call and complain that they picked up their brand new boat and they went to launch it.
And they don't have
they forgot to put the plug in the boat, and they're mad that their salesperson didn't put the plug in the
Yeah.
boat for him.
Oh yeah.
Because, everybody knows you park a boat and you always leave the plug in it because you want it to fill with water so it can be a hot tub later.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Yeah, they were cussing mad.
So anyway, guys, so thank everybody for that jumped in and listened and participated. And
Yeah.
again, please, if you can, go over to the YouTube channel. We're trying to get our subscriptions up, so please subscribe. It's Sammitized.
We're trying to eventually make this mobile.
Yeah. So I will go in here and I'll type in the. I'll go ahead and search for Sammitized on the YouTube side, and let me know. And please, like I said, like and subscribe, and ring that bell so that way you'll know when we're on live again. And everybody that was on, thank you very much, and good night, guys. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
100%.